What's up, man? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide, guys. Hey, it is Skeeter Bass Champs Megabass tournament this weekend coming up on Sunday. So I didn't get to do the live stream last night. I had a bit of a disaster. We'll explain that later. But I wanted to make sure I got this live stream to you guys. I want to give you the top bait for Megabass this weekend on Lake Fork, man. It's been a long week, lots of fishing. Quite a bit of catching. Today was tough, but other than that, the week's been pretty good. Fishing's been pretty good. A lot of changing conditions with storms, a little bit cold mornings, kind of changing the bite day to day. So we're going to break it down. I don't have a lot of time. We actually have a seminar in Lake Fork Marina tonight. We've got a seminar at 6 p.m. So if you're in the area, if you want to, come by and hang out with us at Lake Fork Marina at 6 p.m. We'll be upstairs in the upper room doing our seminar live and in person. Yeah, so I actually threw my phone in the lake yesterday. My phone, for the first time I've ever done it in my life, but my phone went into the lake yesterday. So that's why you guys didn't get a live stream last night. We were supposed to have a live stream last night. Also, we didn't post our video Wednesday because we posted our first Sam Rayburn tournament video. It is posted, but we posted it on the Fish Life Outdoors channel. So you can go search Fish Life Outdoors. The life is spelled with a Y, L-Y-F-E. That's the channel that Zach runs. We posted a video on his channel. So if you want to see our video from our first tournament day at Rayburn a couple weeks ago, be sure you go check out Fish Life Outdoors. It's his latest video. And if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to my boy Z-Dub because he does a great job on those. First, before we get into the baits, hey, thank you to every one of y'all for joining us. I apologize for missing y'all last night due to phone malfunctions. Good news is a lot of y'all used to gripe me about my cracked screen on my phone. Now I've got a new phone, no cracked screen. How's the image look? Is it really that much better now that you can see me in HD? I don't think I'm the type of guy you want to be seeing in higher definition, but we'll go with it. Appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor also, as you guys are watching this, drop me a comment, let me know who's in here. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoy these, and y'all share them. Share them to your buddies, however y'all do that. I don't even know how to do it, but you guys are smarter than me. Y'all know how to do it, so knock it out. Let's talk about the fishing on Lake Fork. Still a little bit of a two-way go. So there's two ways to do it. You can fish for fish that are spawning or about to spawn, or you can fish for staging fish that are like full pre-spawn. So you can go either way. What I will say, I'm a little worried about the staging fish that are totally pre-spawn for you guys on Sunday for Megabass, because I really think that those fish are going away from you. With this full moon coming this weekend, I really think a lot of those fish are going to start pulling off those staging areas, and I'm already starting to see signs of it, where it looks like some of the areas that have really been catching them in the staging areas, it's like less fish every day, and those numbers are dwindling down on those areas. So to me, the better way to do it is to fish the shallow areas, the warmer water areas, the areas that are already 65, 66 degrees, sometimes 67, depending on the day. A lot of big fish on the bank. We had an over this week. We had a 9.5 pound over this week. I saw my buddy Zach Hughes had an Instagram post last night that I saw where they caught 2 overs in one day, and they were bed fishing. I could tell by what Zach said with the bait he was using. Zach's a bed fishing fool. He's probably the best bed fisherman in East Texas. So they were bed fishing. So there's a lot of really big fish. You can win this tournament this weekend on a fish that's spawning in shallow water. Yes, the water's dirty. Most areas you're going to have a hard time seeing them, especially if you're not super experienced doing it. There are some areas, however, the spawning fish are visible. You can see them on beds. One key thing I'll tell you, if you get in an area that has that palm weed or that gator grass, if you look behind it, that water is a lot cleaner behind that palm weed. You get your boat right up against the palm weed, and looking behind it, you can actually see quite a few bed fish in the warmer water areas in those areas. So let's talk about how we're catching them now. If you want a bed fish, then it's a Texas rig creature bait of your choice. It's more about reading the fish's behavior and all that. So we ain't worried about the bait on the bed fish. Here's something they're starting to bite this week. Now, the cold morning today killed the frog bite, but they're starting to bite a hollow body frog really good this week. Today, not so much. We were 46 degrees this morning. They didn't bite the frog this morning, but they have been biting it. This has been our best color. This is a 6 inch Vega frog. This is our best color. It's just kind of a white. It's got like a natural green shad type color back, but it's white with a little yellow spot on it. We also got bit on plain white. We also got bit on Frogville, which is just a really pale green color. Frog's been good up shallow, and I'm talking about when they bite it, like they're biting it. It's so much fun. They're like coming out of the water on it. It's awesome. So another bait that's working really good. Caught some fish today on this. We've caught fish on this yesterday really good. Been catching them off and on this all week. The hollow body. The water's getting warm enough in those spawning areas that the Smash Tech hollow body is really starting to play. I'm using the Pearl Flash color just because of that off-color water. That white really stands out. Throwing it on a 5-aught owner flashy swimmer. And this is a great bait for right now because, A, if the wind's blowing, they'll bite it. If the wind's not blowing, they'll bite it. If you're throwing it outside the flooded vegetation, the flooded grass, they'll bite it. If you're throwing it up in the flooded vegetation, flooded grass, they'll bite it. And you can fish it through all that stuff and it doesn't get hung up. So that is maybe my favorite bait to throw right now just because of how easy it is to fish. Also, along with that, if you're throwing that little hollow belly and they go to biting it, what you need to do is have you a big one and tie that sucker on too. And I got to show y'all something. I want to give y'all a good up-close personal look at this one right here because she had a rough day. She had a little bit of a rough day. Her back's all blowed out. Her eye's missing. You probably can't see, but there's teeth marks all over the tail. Like, she's had a little bit of a tough go of it. But that's the big Smash Tech hollow body, the 6-inch Smash Tech hollow body in Pearl Flash. Throwing that on an 8/0 owner beast hook is the one I'm throwing that on. But yeah, if they're biting the 4-inch or 5-inch hollow belly, the smaller hollow belly, man, you can tie this one on and immediately upgrade the size of your bites immediately, which is awesome. And then we're also wacky rigging some Senkos up around that vegetation, especially if it's real calm and we can't get bites. We'll go to wacky rigging the Senkos. Outside of that, that's pretty much what I'm doing shallow to catch them. Sight fishing, swim baits, frogs, weedless swim baits, hollow body swim baits, frogs, and when I have to, a wacky worm. Now, the staging points, and y'all know what we're talking about. We're talking about shell beds. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about shell beds. We're talking about staging points. Those little shallow hard spots. We've talked about it a lot over the past couple months that run out into the lake. Fish pull up on there. They're little feeding tables. They're best when the wind blows on them. When you have active loon activity on them, then that kind of cues you in that there's probably some fish active there as well. My best bait overall lately has been Carolina rigging a watermelon red hog walla. This is the hog walla from 6 Sense Fishing. Been Carolina rigging that. That's been our most productive bait. Another bait though that I am throwing and getting some bites on is I'm actually throwing the 6 Sense whale swim bait. Okay, now let me tell you why I'm throwing the whale and not the hollow belly out there. Skeeter Bug, what are you doing? Come here, that's not yours. Give me that. She knows she's in trouble. Skeeter Bug, the fishing pup's out here hanging out with me. She's causing problems, y'all. As usual, she's tearing stuff up. So the reason I'm throwing the whale on the shell beds, these shell beds, these staging points are located more on the main lake. The water is significantly cooler out there. We're dealing at times with 55, 50. Today it was like 57, 59. I think it's 59 to 60 was what I saw on the main lake today. Well, that water's a lot cooler than 66 or 67. Man, that hollow belly, I really like throwing it when that water gets in the mid 60s. But the hollow belly has such a fast action. I don't really like it as much in the cooler water. And sure enough, the bait that I can actually get swim bait bites on the main lake, on the staging points, on the shell beds, is this whale swim bait. You can swim it a lot slower. It has a much slower kick. Now, a lot of these shallow points that I'm fishing don't have a lot of cover on them, a lot of timber and such. So I'm throwing it on a top hook jig head. That's a 6 Sense Divine swim bait head. That is a 3/8 ounce one, I believe, right there. And yeah, that's the swim bait that I'm throwing. And I know some guys are throwing big swim baits and getting bit on those shell beds. But man, this one catches them as good as anything. It's really easy to cast, easy to throw, and the hookup ratio and the landing ratio is phenomenal with that top hook jig head. So I've really been a fan of that. I have thrown a line through Smash Tech Felon a little bit. I have not done anything on that. So those are the baits that are working for me. On the shell beds, I'm throwing Carolina rig, I'm throwing swim bait. Up shallow in the spawning areas that have the warmest water, I'm throwing frogs, hollow belly swim baits of all sizes, sight fishing when I can, and wacky worming if I have to. Yeah, there it is. There's the report. I got to get going because I got to go to a seminar. I'll try to answer a couple questions before we roll. Somebody said I look like 4K on my new phone because I threw my old phone in the lake yesterday. Where am I at? I'm about to go to the seminar at 6 p.m. Low ballers in the house. That's right, low ballers in the house. Hey, this is going to be a short live stream tonight. I got to get going. If y'all got a question, ask it real quick, and I will try to answer it. But I've got to get going. I kind of want to take a shower before I go because I stink from fishing all day. But I got to go run and get in the shower and then beat feet back up to Lake Fork Marina and go do a seminar at 6 p.m. So if you're in the area, stop by Lake Fork Marina at 6 p.m. We'll have a good time. I know I caught y'all off guard going live early on a Friday afternoon. I don't normally do this, so probably not. There's not near as many people in here as there normally is. That's all right, though. You guys can see it afterwards. I wanted to get this out there, put it out there. Hopefully this will help some of y'all in Megabass. That's my biggest goal out of this, doing this, obviously. You know how it is, man. I sincerely want y'all to catch more and bigger fish. Any way I can help you, that's what we're trying to do. So Fish Life app, we just put a few new spots on the Fish Life app and updated it this week on Wednesday night, I believe. So there's some really fresh stuff on the Lake Fork package of Fish Life app. Also, we did that specifically to try to help you guys with Megabass, doing a mid-month update like that. What size hook on the Hog Walla? Straight shank or EWG? So on a Carolina rig, I actually use a really small hook. I use a thin wire. It's a 2/0. It's a Gamakatsu 2/0 straight shank offset. It's a really thin wire hook. I like a light wire hook on a Carolina rig because it gives the bait a lot more action behind that weight on a Carolina rig. That's a really important factor of a Carolina rig. It's a big deal. Ever since I learned that from the late, great Mark Pack, it has made me a better Carolina rig fisherman, no doubt about it. So. Absolutely. Well, hey, man, I'm going to wrap this up. I need to get going to the seminar, but thank y'all so much for joining us. I'm sorry we missed you last night. We would have stayed on a lot longer and had a lot more y'all in here if we'd have done it like scheduled last night. But we'll get a seminar video out tomorrow. We'll have more videos rolling next week. We're trying to get back on schedule, trying to get my act together, trying to get my life together, folks, and get back in the swing of things. The new boat is in. We'll get y'all a video on that. The new electronics are freaking amazing. We'll go do a walkthrough on that here pretty soon as well. So lots of stuff to look forward to. Lake Fork videos. We got some cool customer catches on video. Electronics walkthroughs, boat walkthroughs, just Lake Fork fishing days. Lots of stuff coming up on the channel. So y'all keep watching, man. I appreciate y'all's patience in this slow time for me, or this off time for me where my life got a little hectic off the water. We missed some content. I appreciate your understanding on that. Other than that, man, hope to see y'all tonight. If we don't, we'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.